So, Kristen, thank you for joining me today. I'm so glad
Yes,
that
of
you're here with
course.
me. Yeah, so we're going to be talking a little bit about your journey and the last 6 months that we've spent together. And my first question that I want to share or ask you today is what drew you to reach out for support?
Yeah, so basically I was just in a place where I was feeling really frustrated. I was feeling like my weight was higher than I wanted it to be. I was just feeling really stuck and not even just physically, but like emotionally. So I just knew wanted to change something, and I was doing some research. I was thinking about maybe there's something off with my hormones, and then I found your podcast, and then that led me to booking my first call with you.
Yeah. And then we decided to do some journeying together, of course. And what I want to have you share a little bit more of is when we got started, the first few sessions, even getting your hormone test results back, how did that start to help you on your journey with the struggles that you had had when you had initially reached out?
I think it just really helped me to see that there's a lot more going on than I realized. Basically, I had two children. After those, I felt like my body kind of bounced back to where it was, and then I had my third child, and I just thought everything seemed different, and I just didn't know why. And the testing really showed me there was stuff going on with my hormones, and there was just other things that were not where they should have been, and that was really interesting and honestly very helpful because it showed me, okay, like I'm not crazy, like there is stuff going on that I'm not like aware of, and stuff that you don't necessarily find out just from going to the doctor.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and so we've been supporting your hormones. We did a whole gut protocol to help with inflammation and those different things. How have these things helped your physical health?
yeah, I mean it's been awesome. I feel so much better. I feel like my digestive health is better. I feel like I have more stable energy throughout the day, not like the ups and downs. And I'm sleeping better. So I think everything physically has helped a lot. And just the changes I've made in my diet with cutting out some things that were inflammatory, I've noticed I just feel a lot better. I don't get a lot of headaches anymore. I was getting a lot of headaches, which was really kind of debilitating. And I've noticed that's been honestly so much better since I've been working with you.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
glad that we could tame those headaches. It's a big
Yes.
one.
Totally.
And then we've done a lot of work emotionally, body image, weight loss blocks. Do you want to talk about how that support has helped you?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, what you've really taught me, Amber, is that like what my body is, it's like you always refer to it as a she or her. And I love that way of thinking about it, not just like it's my body, like this separate thing for me. Like it is me. And being kind to myself, being kind to my body when I look in the mirror, when I look at pictures, controlling those reactions or just like shifting the way my thinking is around those things has been super transformative for me because it's a totally different way of thinking, but I think it's the only way forward because you really it becomes like a prison in your own mind the way you think about yourself and your body and how hard you are on yourself, and it's really like no one else is saying or thinking those things, it's just you.
Mhm.
And shifting that for me has been so huge. And I just feel like I'll never forget the things that I've learned. And I think it's changed the way I think about myself forever.
Yeah. Do you want
Hmm.
to describe a little bit about the relationship you had with yourself before we started and
For
now and
sure.
what that change feels like?
Yeah. I mean, before I was on a good road. I was on this road of growth and learning more about myself, but I was still hard on myself. I would still look in the mirror and say, I want to change this. I want this to be different. I would look at photos and critique myself. And I just realized that that's no way to live. And nobody else is thinking those things. Why am I saying these things to myself? And now I just feel like I give myself a lot more grace and I'm really checking in with myself more of like, what do I need? And, maybe my body doesn't need a workout. Maybe it's just like a nice walk or just some relaxed time reading or some meditation or just journaling and really checking in more with like, what does my body need? Not what does my brain think it needs?
Yeah,
Hmm.
totally. And I just love when you're talking about the photos because I remember doing the sessions where there
Yeah.
was a lot of trigger around it, and now to be able to look at the photo and embrace the memory instead of
Right.
regret.
Exactly.
How does that feel to shift that
Yeah.
emotionally?
That feels really huge. I mean, for me, the photo thing, has always been a tricky thing. Even after my wedding, which was like such a wonderful day, I had these feelings when I saw some of the photos. And I feel sad now looking back at that because it's like, that's so sad. Like you had this amazing day celebrating, and now you're letting that kind of shift the way you think about these things. Like,
Mhm.
I don't want that to be the case going forward. And I think a lot of women do this to themselves with photos.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just a waste of time, really. Like, there's just so many wonderful things that we're doing in our lives. And often when photos are taken, it's a wonderful moment. And to let that affect how you're thinking about that memory, I think is just really sad. And so that's been really eye-opening for me of what I was doing. I didn't really, wasn't even really aware of it.
Yeah, and I think that's
Hmm.
where the self-forgiveness comes in, which you've been doing a
Totally.
lot of beautiful work with
Yeah.
self-forgiveness, inner child, your inner child.
Yeah.
How is that? How do you think that's helping equip you for just moving forward and for the rest of your life?
I mean, I think yeah, everybody needs to heal their relationship with their inner child. Like it's something I'd heard of, but I didn't really know how to do that.
Hmm.
And now I find myself sometimes thinking of my inner child and talking to her, and just having that open dialogue of like, hey, like you're doing great, and like or maybe there's something I need to apologize for. And I think healing that relationship can bring so much peace.
Hmm.
And it's a way to kind of connect with your past self and also give that self grace. And then she will give your present self grace. Like it's just a really cool thing to sort of look into that and like look at what that relationship could be. Yeah, it's very powerful, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And now, and of course, there's always more work to do. We're going to be
of
picking away
course.
at these things forever, but there's more freedom and peace as we continue to dig into it. What level of peace do you feel you have with your body and with yourself now versus 6 months ago?
I would say I have a lot more peace. And I think where I am is I'm just further ahead in this journey of learning more about myself and self discovery. And yeah, the peace, I'm just learning like the only way to be is to be kind to my body. And what I'm really practicing now is like, no, this is who I am. I love who I am, and looking in the mirror and being proud of that, and just like, okay, no, just speaking kindly, I think that's so powerful. And just every day I'm reminding myself, no, you got to speak kindly, because that instinct to be critical is still there.
Hmm.
But like I think over time it's dying down,
Yeah, it will get
Yeah,
quieter. Yeah,
it will,
100%.
exactly. And it
Yeah.
is. Hmm.
Yeah, and that's the key is you're learning how to tame that part of you.
Right.
And then we just retested your hormones again and went through
Hmm.
everything, and lots is moving in the right direction. But as I think that's the other thing that you're learning is it's a journey and a process. And we
Yes.
think everything's going to change in 3 months, everything's going to change in
Right.
6 months, and there's massive progress. But how has kind of being on a journey for some time helped you foster more patience?
Yeah, I think patience has kind of been the key word of this journey because, yeah, like I think I told you, I was a little disappointed when I saw my numbers. But then when you said, this isn't just a journey that takes 3 to 6 months, this could be a year, it could be longer. And I realized, yeah, I didn't get to the place I'm at in
Hmm.
3 to 6 months. This has been years of my life that have brought me to this point. So why do I expect it to all change in that amount of time? And
Hmm.
and it's a lot of changes I'm making are big changes. And my body is adjusting and I can feel that. But I know it's good too. And I know I'm on the right path. And yeah, patience I think is huge in doing a journey like this because, like you had said, like this isn't just a year-long thing. This is like the rest of my life.
Hmm.
And the changes I'm implementing, I want them to be long-term. And a lot of times that does take longer. And I think the key is just the consistency and sticking with it and not giving up,
Yeah,
really. Yeah,
100%. It's your body, your vessel.
exactly.
She's
You
gonna
only get
carry
one
you.
body.
Yeah, she's gonna carry you
Yeah,
for the rest of your life. So it
yeah,
is that continuation of the patience and treating her with kindness, like you said earlier. I think that's so
yes,
important.
yes.
What was the most beneficial things in your sessions that really helped you?
Yeah, all the emotional work that we talked about was huge. Like, I think that's the part that people don't realize. They think, oh, I'm just gonna lose weight. I just gotta, cut my calories and exercise. It's like it made me realize, no, there's so much more to it. And I think a lot of what's really stuck out to me is how pains and things you have in your body can be connected to emotional feelings being repressed or things from your childhood. And you really taught me a lot about that. And I think that's so powerful. And I think so many people could benefit from knowing that. because it's very easy to just lay the blame somewhere else, but it's like we have to take responsibility for our own selves and our own bodies. And whatever's going on in our body, it's like it's our body telling us something. And I think that's been super powerful for me to learn that. And I will never forget that. And I tell all my friends, I'm like, there's more to it. And they don't really know what I'm talking about, but I'm like, no, seriously.
You're
You know.
seed planting. It'll
Yeah,
one
yeah,
day it'll
exactly. One day
resonate. Yeah.
it'll flourish. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm so glad that that's something big that you took away. It's truly, there's so many root causes, and when we explore those, it really is a game changer. So I'm really
It
happy that you
is.
enjoyed that.
Yes.
Um, Anything else you want to share about things that you learned on the journey or things that you really enjoyed?
I mean, really, what this is an investment in yourself. Like it's been an investment in me, and it's been so well worth it because I think often as women, we don't take the time to really tap into what's going on and how can I take the best care of myself. And we're putting everybody above ourselves. And it's like, no, like I'm worth it. And I want to do this work because I know in the long run, I'm going to benefit and my children are going to see me be more happy and at peace. And, I just think this, it's so worth it. And
Mm,
I really recommend anybody take on this journey because you won't regret it. Anything you learn about yourself is going to be a step in the right direction.
yeah, thank you so
Yeah,
much for sharing that. What a gift of self-love to give yourself.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing today. I really
Yeah, of course.
appreciate you joining me and sharing your experience with everybody. So, is there anything else you want to share before we conclude?
No, I mean, I think Amber, you're wonderful and you're so intuitive and you just really could see me and see what was going on with me and tap into what I needed to hear. And that's made this journey all the more memorable and something that I'll just never forget. So
Mm.
thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you for
Yeah,
giving me the honor to support you for
of
this hour. It's
course. Of
truly my pleasure.
course.
And you've done amazing. And you should be so proud of yourself.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's been great.